I sat in the seat opposite Beauclair.
Ms. Hauptmann, it is my understanding that you have one of my father's artifacts. I have come for the walking stick.
I don't have the walking stick. He should know that. I'd told Z, and according to his son, Z had told some of the other Fae to protect me from exactly this scenario. If Beauclair didn't know, was it only because he was not from the nearby Walla Walla Fae reservation? Or did that mean that Z didn't trust him?
Where is it?
If he didn't know, I didn't want to tell him. He wasn't going to like it, and I didn't want to enrage a Grey Lord while he sat at my kitchen table. Maybe I could stall for time. I tried to give it back to the Fae. I gave it to Uncle Mike and it just came back.
It is very old. The Fae don't have it, at least none of the Fae in the local reservation. Do you know where it is now?
He was assuming that I'd given it to the Fae again. If it hadn't been for the apology in his voice, I think I might have been happy to lie, sort of. Because I didn't know where the walking stick was. I only knew who it was with. Not exactly. Z had been very clear that the Fae would not be amused at where that walking stick had ended up.
Then what exactly do you know? To whom did you give it?
Before I could think of an answer, the sound came from the stairs. Beauclair focused his attention, and I felt his magic send shivers of ice along my arms. Hold on, I'll check. Whoever had made the noise was likely to be someone I cared about, and I didn't want them to get blasted by a Grey Lord. But before I could even leave my seat, Medea stared up at me from the kitchen entrance. Such a horror film cliché.
Horror film cliché?
Medea made her way over to my feet. That the noise was just the cat. I picked her up, and true to form, she went limp. I thought you put her to sleep like everyone else. Beauclair frowned at my cat, the magic in the air dissipating gradually.
Cats are tricky. Rather like you, they tend to shed enchantments. I didn't expect to find one in a house full of werewolves, and magic on the fly, delicate magic, is not my specialty.
He looked at me.
Hurricanes, tidal waves, drowned cities. Those are easier.
Don't feel too bad about it. No one else has heard of a cat who likes werewolves either. Medea, maybe because dangerous men with threatening voices, in her experience, were the people most apt to drop whatever they were doing and cuddle her, decided that Beauclair was fair game. She oozed from my lap to the tabletop and began a very slow motion creep across the table toward him.
We were talking about the walking stick?
Beauclair raised an eyebrow, and I couldn't tell if it was at me or at my cat. Watching Medea do her slow-mo cat stalk can be disconcerting. An Oakman used the walking stick to kill a vampire. It was either the beginning of the story or a diversion. Even I wasn't certain. I reached up and wrapped a hand around one of Adam's dog tags, which hung from my necklace along with my wedding ring and a lamb. If I was going to keep Beauclair from destroying me and my all-too-vulnerable family in a fit of pique, he'd have to understand, as much as I did, what had happened to the walking stick. Medea made it all the way across the table and hunkered down in front of Beauclair. The Oakman told me afterward that Lou never made anything that couldn't be used as a weapon. No, that wasn't quite what he said. It was something along the lines of, never made anything that couldn't become a spear when needed. Medea turned into Halloween Kitty. Every hair on her body stood at attention, and if she'd had a tail, I was sure it would have been pointed straight in the air. Medea, who dealt with werewolves on a daily basis, was pretty much immune to fear. She even liked vampires. And she had no trouble with Z or Tad. Beauclair ducked his head until he was face to face with Medea. He dropped his glamour just a bit, and I caught a glimpse of something beautiful and deadly, something with green eyes and a long tongue. Medea all but levitated off the table and disappeared around the corner of the kitchen and up the stairs. I felt my lip curl in an involuntary snarl. Overkill.